Hi, my name's Raina Rodriguez, and today I am going to be doing my reflective presentation on how one person you meet in your life can change the way you see the entire world. Um, so, this starts freshman year. When I started high school, I had a ton of friends. Me and all my friends from middle school, we moved and stayed as a group of friends up until now. Even I still talk to most of the people I went to middle school with. But as freshman year went on, I kind of got bored with just learning and just sitting in class all day. And so I looked for any chance that I could to kind of, start a little bit of drama, spice things up between the friend group. Um, and I did this for, quite a while, and eventually it led to me losing a lot of my friends and, being known as a drama queen. And not a lot of people really like the drama queen. But at the time, I still had one really good friend, and her name was Lex. And we continued to be friends up until the summer between freshman and sophomore year. Over the summer, Lex and her boyfriend had broken up, and me and her, had a falling out. We just kind of grew apart. As sophomore year went on, I got a new best friend. Her name was Morgan. Been friends since middle school. I also met a new guy. His name was JT. And we started to date. JT just happened to be Lex's ex-boyfriend. When I first met JT, he was a great guy. He took me out to do things. He texted me all the time. He just put a lot of effort into showing that he cared about me and, wanted me to be around in his life. We ended up dating for about 8 months, and, when we first started dating, everything was great, but as time went on, just noticed little things about him that I didn't see in other people's normal relationships. If he would ask for me to come over and I was busy doing something, he would get really, really upset and jealous and make me feel guilty for not being able to be there. And if he'd sent me a text and it took me, a while to respond to it, he would get upset and send, text message after text message or call me multiple times and just be upset that I wasn't responding to him as fast as he wanted to. But at that time, I didn't really see too much of a problem with this. Other people were starting to notice a problem, but I was just so in love with JT that I didn't really see the problems. After, about 7.5 months, he lost his job and just didn't want to find a new one. He wanted to just sit and just be with me all the time. And I'm not the type of person to just be with one person every single day of every single week. I need life experiences. I need to talk to multiple people and have experiences with a lot of people that he wasn't allowing me to have. He would ask me to do things for him and I would say no. He'd get upset and start punching holes in walls. He punched my car. He never physically hit me, but signs like that, it just opens your eyes to realize that, that's not normal. Someone guilt tripping you for not being able to do things and, getting aggressive for you not being able to do things for them is not something that we should be experiencing in a relationship. The longer we dated, he tried to tell me that I couldn't go do things, couldn't go to concerts with my friends anymore. I couldn't, go places without him knowing where I was or without him being there. And, eventually it got to the point where he just secluded me from all of my friends. And, eventually it was just me and him, and then I had Morgan as a friend as well. And Morgan was starting to see the problems with my relationship. She was starting to notice that he did things and tried to control me in ways that weren't okay. And she tried to point it out to me, but at the time I was just upset. I got mad at her and I told her that she was a bad friend for trying to interfere with my relationship. And I actually ended up ending me and hers friendship at the time. Once me and Morgan had stopped being friends, we me and JT, it was just me and him at that time. And the more it was just me and him, the more I started to see, what she was talking about. And I would try to stick up for myself to JT when he was doing these things that I noticed. And when I would try to stick up for myself, it made him even more upset, because you could tell that he knew he was losing control over me. I expressed my feelings to him about this and asked him to change. He did not make an effort to, allow me to do the things I needed to do as a person, as well as be in a relationship with him. So after seeing that he was just going to try to control me, I ended up ending our relationship. And even after I ended our relationship, he would call me upset, telling me that him being depressed was my fault, and trying to make me feel guilty for doing something that in the end ultimately made my life better. After breaking up with JT, I reached back out to Morgan, because I realized that she was really a true friend and was just looking out for my best interest. And she forgave me for being blinded by JT, and she accepted me back with open arms and never tried to make me feel bad about choosing him over her. And being friends with Morgan, it really made me see that it was okay for me to not be in a relationship with a guy, and that I just needed to be surrounded by amazing friends and family to be happy in life. I didn't need someone there to tell me how to live my life and then guilt trip me when I didn't want to do what they wanted me to do. After, ending that relationship, of course I was sad. I'd been dating him for 8 months. But I took comfort in knowing that I now knew I was strong enough to do whatever I wanted to do on my own. And so junior year, I enrolled into Warren Tech, and, started to focus on my future. At the time, I wanted to be a hairstylist, so I was in hairstyling school, in enrolling in hairstyling school and going through that breakup with JT. I realized that creating drama was no way for me to get ahead in life, and that people actually frowned upon that more than if you just were open and honest to them. And I realized that life was a lot easier if you just focused on yourself and what you wanted to do, and not trying to control everybody else's life and trying to, make everyone conform to how you want things to be. I am almost done with my senior year. As most of you guys know, you're in the same boat as me, and I'm very excited for my future. Dating JT and dating someone that tried to control my life, it makes me confident in the fact that I now know that I can do whatever I want to do, and as long as I put my mind to it and I, just focus on that, I can do whatever I want. I have also found out that I don't want to do hair like I thought I did. I've actually decided to go on a completely different career path, but I know that I can succeed on that career path because I know that I can be comfortable with being alone and, focusing on doing what I can do for myself and not needing someone there to tell me that I should do something a certain way, or just having someone to look to guide my life. I now guide my own life and make my own choices, and that's very exciting for me.